had fish for dinner last night. Pasta the night before that. And on June 8th, 1999, I had chicken, fried chicken. I was 7. I have this little thing. I have superior autobiographical memory. And it's a real thing. I remember everything. I'm serious, literally everything. I remember every birthday, every first day of school, every milestone, every lyric to every song ever written by Hootie and the Blowfish, and everywhere they played. I am capable of remembering everything. This means I am capable of winning every trivia contest, acing every history exam, and you don't want to fight with me because I am capable of bringing up events you probably don't even recollect. There's only one thing I'm not capable of: forgetting. Imagine having the ability to remember with clarity every moment of your life. This is a catalyst that acts as a driving force behind Bridget Grace Shaeff's Forgive and Forget. I hate when people ask me, do you remember that one time? I just want to shake them by the shoulders and say, of course I do. Why would you even ask? But, of course, it works the other way too. I remember what seemed like hugely monumental events, and no one else even knows what I'm talking about. People who are forgetful baffle me. I'm talking about those who can't remember the details of the past and the feelings of ordinary moments. But, of course, those moments in which other people see as remarkable, I usually remember better than they do. Like with my sister, I will bring up things about her own life she doesn't even recall, or if she does, she remembers them differently. But don't worry, I straightened her out. Surprisingly, I learned a lot from Ella, my sister. She was so brave and wise, and I was always shy. In fact, I spent most of my elementary years hiding. Ella would never hide. She would stand face to face with whatever was ahead and stare it down. But Ella was never the prettiest girl in her class. I thought she was beautiful, but she was bullied relentlessly at school. There's this one boy, Max, who was absolutely awful to her. I remember Ella crying in her room because of the atrocious things he did to her. It didn't even happen to me, but I remember them all. Ella always put on a brave face and tried to ignore him. One day, December 2nd, I was hiding under the slide when Max came walking by. Ella and her friends were huddled in a small bunch, trying to stay warm. Max sauntered over and threw out the always popular, "Hey, loser." Ella ignored him, and her friend Jane muttered, "Buzz off, Max." Max was relentless. He grabbed Ella's hair and pulled her towards him. Ella screamed, more from fright than from anything else, and I heard Max say, "Don't none of you move, or I will pull her hair out." Thursday, April 13th. I walk into the girls' bathroom with Ella before the bell rings. And as I'm washing my hands, Ella opens the door and shuts it quickly. "Susie, listen to me. Go to class." I peek out the door and I see a glimpse of Max's face. I can't move. Susie, listen to me. Go to class. I walk slowly out of the girls' bathroom, and Max is standing there waiting for Ella. I couldn't do anything. I ran away as fast as I could, and I see Max walk into the girls' bathroom. Apparently the janitor had witnessed what had happened that day, and Max stayed away after that. But there are so many dates, so many times I just stood there and did nothing. If I were to mention these things with Ella today, she would just laugh it off. Susan, that was such a long time ago. She remembers, but Max and his bullying didn't seem as important to her anymore. She moved on. And I tried to, but it's hard. During those times, I can't focus on anything. August 30th this year, I was supposed to be interviewing applicants for the opening accounting position in the office. My boss said that the person I'd be interviewing today was the worthiest applicant. So I walk into the reception area, and the receptionist told me that my appointment was here and ready to go. And so I walk into the waiting room, and I see him, Max. Suddenly every memory I ever had of him came flooding into my head. Every vile thing he said, every cruel act. You're such a freak. Nobody likes you. You should go to the special school, loser. Ella, Smella, Ella, why don't you go somewhere else where we can't smell you? And for 30 seconds, I stood there staring at him as he stood up, smiled, and approached me. Max Cross, it's very nice to meet you. I realized that he didn't know who I was. In fact, he had no idea. I wasn't even the one he tortured. It wasn't my name he rhymes. It wasn't my belongings he stole, but for a minute there, I was having trouble separating my memories of Ella from my memories of the past. Oh, I was even having trouble separating the past from the present, and all I wanted to do at the moment was to scream at the top of my lungs. You know, people say forgive and forget. But if you can't forget, can you ever truly forgive? I can remember this man as clearly as I can remember my mother or my father or Ella, and he's in my brain. And as hard as I try, I can't erase him. So we had the interview. I try not to let my disgust show at every qualification he claimed to have. And even if he may have been the worthiest applicant, my perception of him just couldn't change. I wanted to shred his application and never hear his name again. But it's my curse, because that moment, that feeling will always be preserved. I dealt with the interview that day by having my boss handle it, and I can say that I'm proud of what I did that day. Some therapists say that a healthy dose of forgetting is good for human beings. In fact, forgetting is vital for human beings. It's hard to store all of that data about our lives and figure out what's important and what's not. I can't forget. I can only remember. Maybe for me, remembering is more important. Maybe that's my challenge. And I intend to keep it in mind. Thank you.